Hello guys, welcome back. It is Tony K, UGSM, living the dream as always. And today we continue on this journey of looking at all of the Jumpstart 2022 cards that intrigued me, both new cards and reprints, with the color blue. And we got 3 of each, 3 new, 3 reprints. Let's get right into it. I'm going to start with the reprints. Like I said in the first video about Jumpstart, I think Jumpstart needs to be about bringing seasoned and bringing newer players together, both to help them be interested in adding to their collection, as well as having fun with the product and the design space it's made for. You see, we're getting lots of Planeswalkers in this one. Tezzeret, Artifice Master, very good Planeswalker. Mechanized Production, a good you win the game card that takes quite a while to make happen. I mean, you need 8 copies, I believe. Yeah, so 8 copies of the same artifact. So that can be kind of tough. And then good old Rhystic Study. I actually really like that art, and I could see that being a big driver on why that card could end up costing more than the other printings. It's one of the few cards that I actually believe will end up costing more or comparable to their other printing price. So let's zoom out here. Hopefully I'm not making you guys too dizzy with all that. Let's talk about these new cards because we got 3 very interesting cards for you here today. Let's start with Izu, the Abominable. Guys, we have an Abominable Snowman. This legendary snow creature is a Yeti. 5/5 for 3 colorless and 2 blue. So, not the greatest, but that 5 defense is nice. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play snow lands and cast snow spells from the top of your library. Whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay green, white, or blue. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Izu. So, first off, let's get it dies to Doomblade. Very weak creature, just a 5/5, but it has an ability to get you a little bit of an acceleration. So, balanced, but also not that strong when you consider how weak it is to most removal. I definitely believe some people are going to try and build this as a commander. It may not be for the memes, the fact that it's the Abominable Snowman. Maybe it's because it's a Yeti. Maybe because they see the card is really good. I don't know. I don't know if there's enough snow permanent in these colors to really make this a strong deck. Fun for sure. I do wish that one of 2 things would have happened with this. Either they make this green, white, and red so that you have it as a 4 color, or they add some kind of evasion or protection, something. Maybe like Reach and Vigilance, that would have been nice. Something like that to kind of, if you do have to end up using, because you're putting counters on them. And I don't know that the snow theme has a lot of kind of like Tron synergy to it, where it can really, or creature synergy to it for that. I could be wrong. Tell me. Up next, we've got, I'm going to say some of these names wrong, of course. So, Kinesososos, Priest of Thassa. We have a 1/3 Merfolk Cleric. It's a legendary creature. It costs 1 colorless and 1 blue. And it is all about the scry starting out. It says, if you would scry a number of cards, scry that many +1 instead. And then for 3 colorless and either a green or a blue, excuse me, and you do not have to tap it, it says, look at the top card of your library. If it's a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent creature card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put the card onto the battlefield, you may put it on the bottom of your library. Good drink. Okay. So, first off, you already had me intrigued with 2 cast, 1/3, and this scry thing. There's a lot of cards that do scry related things. Even if it's not the main function of the card, there's a lot of cards out there that will allow you to scry as an additional part of the spell. So, you already had me a little intrigued there. Then you add in a way to cheat in a creature. If it's not a creature, you give me the option of keeping the card there or putting it on the bottom of my library, and you don't force me to tap this card. Oh, and by the way, this doesn't say anything about only once per turn or at sorcery speed. So there's no real restriction on timing for it. This card is bonkers. Outside of that white new cat that has landfall, its name escapes me right now. I just made the video about him. And that new black legendary rat. This is a banger of a card in my opinion. There's a couple of good big swinging creatures in all 3 of these types, Kraken, Leviathan, and Octopus. Serpents, very good. And listen, in blue and green, very, very strong card here. Very strong. I mean, that's literally all I can say. Very strong card. Final blue card. So we had that Talron, the one that when you cast a spell, an instant or sorcery, put in a 2/2 blue flying drake token. So here's Alendra, I guess. Sky Dreamer. 4 total to cast. 2. God, I sound like such a chode. I'm sorry. Jesus. I didn't say the name out loud before I started recording. I sound like such a chode. Anyways, Alendra. 2 colorless, 2 blue for a 2/4 merfolk wizard legendary creature. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 blue drake creature token with flying. Whenever you draw your 5th card each turn, this creature and all your drakes you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. The reason I brought this card up is you're starting to see a lot more cards in Magic talking about drawing that second card when you draw your second card. Dare I say that cards like Narset, the ones that shut down the extra card draw, that's, you know, always going to be a need for that card. The EDH play group I'm with, when we get 4 or more people, we do draw 2, or 5 or more, excuse me, draw 2 cards each turn. So each turn that you have this out, you would be putting out a blue drake in that play group. I mean, just that on its own. Not to mention all the ways you can get to drawing an extra card to get up to the 5. I don't think that 5 is as hard as it sounds. Because just think about this. If I have, let's say I have a tuned deck in this play group. Let's say I have a tuned deck, and I get this out on turn 2, and then spend turn 2 and 3 making sure that I've got myself protected and getting a few more drakes out. On turn 4, if I draw my 2 cards like normal and then Brainstorm, I've hit my 5. And Brainstorm would be an auto include in that because of the fact that it's drawing the 3. So, like, I'm looking at this card and I'm just thinking to myself, that's not going to be that hard to get to.